Eraring coal plant extension, environmental concerns and economic implications. The New South Wales government's decision to extend the life of Eraring, Australia's largest coal-fired power station, has sparked widespread disappointment and concern among environmental groups. The agreement with Origin Energy, announced on Thursday, extends the plant's operation for at least 2 more years, potentially until April 2029. Environmentalists argue that the decision to keep Eraring open undermines the government's commitment to renewable energy transition and climate change mitigation. They warn that it will have far-reaching consequences for investments in renewable energy and the state's ability to meet its emissions reduction targets. Origin Energy, the plant's operator, has agreed to keep Eraring open until at least August 2027, with an option to extend its operation until April 2029. The agreement involves NSW taxpayers potentially underwriting the 2.88 gigawatt plant to ensure its continued generation beyond its scheduled closure date of August 2025. The government has emphasized that it will not make upfront payments to Origin, but an underwriting arrangement would compensate Origin for any losses up to $225 million per year for the 2-year extension. Should Eraring turn a profit, it would pay the government 20% or no more than $40 million per year. Origin is required to supply at least 6 terawatt-hours of electricity each year, equivalent to the typical output of 2 of its 4 units. There are no penalties for missing this target, and it remains unclear how much additional financial burden the government might assume if significant maintenance is required. The decision to extend Eraring's life has been driven by concerns about the state's energy security and the potential for blackouts due to the slower-than-expected construction of transmission lines and additional wind and solar farms. The Australian energy market operator has warned that the closure of Eraring as planned could create a reliability gap of over 1 gigawatt for NSW. Energy Minister Penny Sharp has defended the decision, stating that this is a proactive and sensible step to ensure a plan is in place, if needed, to avoid electricity outages and rising power prices. However, environmental groups and analysts have condemned the move, arguing that it is a costly and dangerous precedent that jeopardizes Australia's climate goals. Tim Buckley, head of Climate Energy Finance, has described the extension as the devastating consequence of a decade of government planning failure. Stephanie Bashir of Nexa Advisory has criticized the decision as imposing unnecessary costs on energy consumers and hindering the transition to renewable energy. Environmental concerns surrounding Eraring include its detrimental impact on Lake Macquarie, the largest coastal estuary in eastern Australia. The plant's cooling systems discharge the equivalent of a 1 in 40-year flood event into the lake daily, contributing to heavy metal pollution and the accumulation of a massive coal ash dam. Local recreational areas have been abandoned due to dam safety concerns. While Eraring and associated coal mines provide significant employment in the region, experts emphasize the need to diversify the local economy and prepare for a future beyond coal. Deputy Chief Executive of Lake Macquarie City Council, Tony Farrell, has stated that we've got to start preparing meaningful plans for the region's transition away from coal. The decision to extend Eraring's life has significant implications for the state's energy future, climate policies, and environmental protection. Environmental groups remain deeply disappointed and concerned about the long-term consequences for renewable energy investments and the state's ability to meet its emissions reduction commitments.